family and friends. Hola from Cuenca, Ecuador. After a wonderful time in Quito, we took a short flight of less than an hour to Cuenca, a beautiful city nestled high in the Andes. Cuenca has a fascinating history shaped by indigenous tribes, the Canary, Inca, Spanish, and other European influences. The Spanish founded the city in 1557, naming it Santa Ana de los Rios de Cuenca.
A long name.
It is, after Cuenca, Spain.
So at almost 8,400 feet above sea level, Cuenca is considerably higher than Denver, which sits at about,
5,280 feet, the mile-high city.
Yeah. So fortunately for us, after coming from Quito, we were already acclimated and had no problem with the altitude.
Or attitudes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That too. So for 6 nights, we stay at the Hotel Boutique Casa Montalvo. It's located right in the heart of the historic center.
Yeah, perfect location.
Yeah. We stay in a private cottage, which you could see behind us here. And it's located just behind the main house. You walk through a garden and get to our cottage. So it's been a very quiet retreat. We just loving it.
Right. Yeah. Our this home has 9 rooms, but it is a typical Spanish architectural style where there's a garden in the middle between the main house and then typically a cottage in the back.
Yeah.
So we got lucky and we have the private cottage. So we always tell people who walk through here, this is our garden.
Yeah.
And anyway, but what really made our stay special was the wonderful staff, beginning with Wilmer, who's the general manager, who was so lovely to us even before we got here. Helped us with transportation from the airport to the hotel. But he and his team, Madeline and Marilyn, Sonia, Lupe, Anita, were incredibly kind, welcoming, made us feel right at home, gave us all kinds of recommendations, served us wonderful, wonderful breakfasts, just a perfect home for us here in Cuenca.
So on our second day, we joined a 4-hour walking tour with Thomas. He's a very funny, friendly, and knowledgeable tour guide. We had a lot of fun with him. It was a perfect introduction to Cuenca. So we visited historic buildings, churches, explored...
Churches? We went to churches?
Yeah, many churches. Explored Calderon Park, which is the heart of the historic center. And then from there, we went to the Tuquila Straw Hat Museum, where we learn about Ecuador's famous straw hats, known around the world as Panama hats.
But they're not Panama hats.
No, they're not. So we also stopped at a coffee shop just to have a taste of Ecuador coffee, and then we ended the tour with a beer tasting.
Beer. And we had more beer here, but we won't talk about that. But the next day, we were all on our own. We had no adult supervision to explore Cuenca. We visited Pumapungo. It's one of the city's most important cultural and archaeological museums, where we saw behind the actual museum building the remains of a major Inca city. The Inca were warriors, and they had dominated and taken over most of the western coast of South America. But it was fascinating to see these ancient ruins and learn more about the civilizations that really that existed before modern Cuenca. They literally layered on top of each other. And then from Pumapungo, we headed to the Turi viewpoint, which sits high above Cuenca, beautiful, high above Cuenca, where we were rewarded with sweeping panoramic views of Cuenca and the surrounding Andes.
Yeah, so one of the things that we most enjoy about traveling is discovering places that give us a glimpse into everyday life.
That's the most important thing we do. Yeah,
and so our hotel manager, Wilmer, recommended Plaza Rotary. It is an open-air market where local artisans sell handmade goods. It's a really cute place. So we wander around through the stalls and seeing a side of Cuenca that felt more connected to everyday life.
Really, no tourists. I think we were the only tourists there. But we also explored the historic Todos Santos neighborhood, home to the Santo Pan Bakery, and that was high on Tran's list to visit. Because the bakery centerpiece is an enormous wood-fired oven built more than 200 years ago, and it's attached to a church, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But it's believed to be the oldest wood-fired oven built more than 200 years ago. It's believed to be the oldest wood-fired oven in the city, and has been part of Cuenca's bread-making tradition for generations.
Yeah.
Of course, we couldn't leave empty-handed.
Right.
We bought some bread and cookies to bring back to the hotel staff here at Casa Montalvo.
Yeah.
And we may or may not have bought some pastries for ourselves.
Well, afterwards, we walked over to the Church of Todos Santos, which is literally next door. It's one of the oldest churches here in Cuenca. We were fortunate to have a private guided tour of the church and its bell tower. So we climbed this narrow, rickety old wooden staircase to the top.
Which I'm surprised we got up.
We even got to ring the church bells.
Only twice.
Right.
And why do the guides say only ring it no more than 2 times?
Because if you ring it too many times, then the locals will think that it's time to go
the
to
priest
church.
is calling mass, and they'll come to the church. So we rang it twice, and we stopped.
So we visited many beautiful churches here in Cuenca, but Todos Santos was my favorite.
Hey, what does Todos Santos mean? Is it All Saints, right?
Yeah, All Saints. So it wasn't the largest or most elaborate church we visited, but there was something very special about it. It's very intimate, personal, and connected to the history of the city.
Very intimate.
Yeah.
It's kind of where the
local
people go. So
Yeah.
we loved it for that. But after 6 nights, it was sadly time to say goodbye to Cuenca. We leave with wonderful memories of the beautiful architecture, historic churches, ancient ruins, delicious food, and all the little discoveries along the way. And again, just a big shout out to Wilmer and his staff here, who
they
even
have been incredibly wonderful.
even before we arrived, they helped us with transportation from the hotel, giving us recommendations here in the city, and have absolutely been warm and shown us the beautiful side of the Ecuadorian people.
So actually, most of all, after we leave, we will remember the warmth of the people that we've met here. So now is on to our next adventure, Lima, the capital of Peru.
So until then,
we'll
we'll keep following the sun. Bye everyone.